Okay, we're going live, you guys.
Then we'll call to order our Town of Parker Board of Adjustments and Appeals meeting on this April 4th, 2023 at 4:29 PM. And we'll begin with the roll call of the board.
Chairman Marshall?
Here.
Excuse me. Vice Chair Hartmetz,
Present.
Member Robinson,
Present.
Member LaPresse,
Here.
and Member Thorne.
Here. You okay?
And we'll call to order our public hearing and begin with our docket number BOA 23-04 on Block 120, lots 9 and 10, address of 809 California Avenue, APN of 311-15045A, currently zoned C2. The request is for 75% lot coverage from the required 60%. The applicant, Slavek Kasperowitz, is requesting the above lot coverage to build a 9,000 square foot building to accommodate his business and house one employee. And at this time, we would have members of the public, or we'll have our zoning director give us the rundown.
I actually expected a few people, but
Apathy reigns.
anyway, so the reference parcel is located within the town of Parker. The parcel included is two lots located on the east side of California Avenue. Ooh, there's a typo. The parcel dimensions are 100 by 150. That's 500 square feet. The town of Parker's general plan designates that the land use as a C2 commercial property is bound by commercial to the northwest, south, and to the east is the railroad. The applicant asks that the town, that there are no other lots and that they do the 75% versus the 60%. They will stick with the same setbacks, the 5 on each side, which they actually could go lot line to lot line on the commercial, but they are doing the setbacks so that they don't have to do the 2-hour firewalls in there. They will be 20 feet off the front and the 10 feet off the back. So they're keeping the proper distance around the building. It's just and they're actually not going to cover 75%. They're only covering 72% of the lot, but they ask for 75 so that we could make sure that everything fits properly. There will be parking out front. There will be 2 storefronts sort of up front of the building. The back half is mostly where they will be doing the assembly of the parts. And they will have an apartment up on top of the offices for any employees that may need to stay. And I'm open to any questions at this point.
So I saw they already have started some of the building. Do you actually have a plot plan of the project? Or-
We do. I don't have one with me, but I can get you one. I don't think I have one in here.
So you're
We do have, we do actually have all the building plans.
Okay, my question is about the parking. I see their parking is on California Avenue.
Correct.
What is there, like the ingress egress off of there, is there, because it's not like an area to turn around, 20 feet is not very big to me. How is the functioning gonna work?
Well, that's from property line to the building. So then you have from property line out to the street as well.
So how much area is there?
There's probably, I don't know,
40 feet.
about 40 feet, I
40?
think,
Not on California Avenue?
from
From the building line to the street.
the building line to the
Building line, what about property line?
There would be 20, so there's 20 from property line to the building, and then there's 20 from property line to the street or to the sidewalk. So you've got 40 feet in there that they can play with.
I don't think there's 40 feet, but
So
okay.
you're saying from the front of the building,
To the curb.
To the
the
curb.
curb was 40 feet, but then there's that area that's not really accessible for any turning area.
Yeah, well, that driveway's pretty big. It's about probably 25, 30 feet. It's a big driveway. Because that's where Painter's Warehouse was.
Mhm.
Yeah, so there's a big driveway out there. It's large.
It's the same as like the area in front of our houses
Mm-hmm.
where we don't have anything on the front, developed front yard, and then from our property
Mhm.
line. where
Well,
the
I'm
house
just
is
saying
set,
though, but if there's 2 cars parked here and I'm parked here, how am I getting out?
Back out.
Back out into traffic?
You back
no, you
onto the
could-
sidewalk.
Yeah, you're gonna back onto the sidewalk and
Go out the driveway.
go out the driveway.
And that's,
Right.
that was approved by ADOT
It's just
a very long time ago when those sidewalks were put in for all those businesses across there.
It's the same setback as the Dirty Deeds building.
It doesn't come out, this
No.
comes out further than Dirty
No,
Deeds?
it's about,
further.
it
Doesn't-
comes out farther.
It comes out farther
Mhm.
towards the street than
It
Dirty
comes out
Deeds,
about that
not
much
far.
farther. It's about, what, 10 feet more?
I think 10.
Mm-hmm.
Is it 10? Because I didn't think
Yeah,
it was
because we've
that
been
much.
by
but-
there a few times. It's about 10 feet more.
So
Yeah, it's about where the Painter's Warehouse almost was, not all the way set back like where Judy's place was. It's not
Yeah.
that far back where that's where Dirty Deeds was. And you could get, there was enough room to back out
Right.
and turn. But bringing it up that 10 feet, that's my concern, is just
Let me-
accessibility.
Let me ask a question.
Mhm.
In their storefront, what are they selling? So we can kind of get a
Parts.
visualize on how many people are gonna be parking
You're not
there.
going to have a lot of people parking there. It's
Just
mostly parts. And
Like radiators?
yeah, you're not going to have a whole lot of foot traffic.
And will
But
take
employees.
deliveries in the back? Then?
They will. The trucks will pull up because that's where the biggest,
Yeah, there's a door in the back and one in the front.
Okay.
But you're looking at employee parking. You have offices, where are they parking?
I believe there's only 4 employees going to work there.
Okay.
and they can park they can come around and that, around the building into the back for employee parking.
Okay.
Or park on 8th Street.
Yeah, or
Well, we don't want them parking on the street, Carl.
Carl.
They're odd.
I need off-street parking, please.
So is there also an alley along the back between the
Yes.
railroad right away?
That's
It's very small alley, but there is,
not alley, but if you're there, then you're blocking accessibility
To the neighbor.
to anybody.
It's a messy block
it is a very messy
ugly.
block.
being
well, you can only
compounded.
get through to, because of terribles, you can only get through to Dirty Deeds and the propane.
Yeah, because there's a block
So-
wall, there's a block wall there, so there's no easement through there at all.
Can't go all the way
Is-
down.
Is there an option that the town can exercise with Terribles to make that alleyway passable?
We gave up that, right, when they built Terribles,
Okay.
sadly. They did one of those 900-year leases with Terribles on that, right, that
So in about
alley.
900 years, we can address that.
I was wondering about that.
I think the concern, at least for me, is the parking in the front, coming down 8th Street, but I don't think that's really I don't know if we have to worry about that or
That's
not.
somebody
And
else's problem.
That is somebody else's problem, but are we kicking a problem down the road? Because is this
Sure we
business
are.
going to be here for, how long is it going to be there? 20, 30 years, and then we're going to have a building there. you know,
And
what-
that's one of the reasons
We'll
that,
all be riding electric scooters
I-
by then.
We won't need radiators.
No, and
But we still have the problem.
We do, and he's making a huge investment.
Right.
And so we know that there's parking in the back. I'm just concerned about the front coming out, but I don't really know how many people are going to walk in at one time and request radiators.
Yeah, I don't
I think
see,
he's selling to manufacturers. I believe, that's what I heard.
Okay.
Which I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard. So pretty much no one's gonna
But
walk in off
Tri-
the street.
Okay.
There will be some off-street parking, I mean, off-street people, but Shauna's right. I mean, we're approving this today for this business, which really what you're approving is, do you want them to cover that much lot or not? And that's really what you're approving today. Now, do we take into consideration parking? Yes, because 5 years from now or 10 years from now, is it really still going to be this? Maybe, probably, I hope so. But to the point, if we keep it at 60%, are you going to really have that much more parking? Is that going to fix your parking problem? It's
Probably
not.
No.
And so it's, it's one or the other. I mean, that's, the parking part, I guess, that's my job, to make sure that when I issue this building permit, that there is a proper amount of parking spaces and turning zones, and that it's permitted by ADOT and all of that for the building size. And that's what parking is based off of. It's not based off of necessarily, well, it's a twofold thing, because it's based off of the business itself and then how big the building is. So if you have a 900 square foot building and it's going to be a bar and a restaurant, the building code is gonna require many more parking spots than if you've got another, just a parts store that is 900 square feet. So that's what those are based off of, and that's a small parking.
well, and I agree, like you said, that even if it didn't go through and it was at 60%, that's not going to really change the issue. That is what we're questioning.
Sadly, it's not. We're gonna be able to change that, and this is just out there for you guys to know. We have been approved to start to redo our zoning codes and also our building codes. So council approved that 2 weeks ago, I think, maybe a month ago. And so our attorneys are in the process of starting that. That will come before, we will have quite a few meetings with just people in the town.
That's what I was gonna say. I hope that we get to give some input.
You get to have,
Decide more than just us. I hope the whole town gets to
No,
give some
we will be
input, because
having-
we have
yes.
some major problems.
we will be having several town meetings, especially on my zoning stuff, and the building stuff. We're looking at going to 2018 building codes right now, because we're at 2006. So we had a meeting, and I know this is kind of off topic, but if you guys want me to be quiet, tell me to be quiet. I'm kind of excited about it. We had a meeting with Quartzsite and also with the county last week. So we're all three going to go to 2018 right now, instead of the 2023. We're gonna wait for the other ones to come out, and then the newer ones to come out. It's just, they come out every 3 years, so we've got another couple years for the new ones. And then there's some issues with the 2001s right now, the 2023s right now, that cost the builders a lot more money and wouldn't really help our county. I mean, it's things that would help the metro area, but not so much rural. So we're hoping that those get fixed. They're at least telling us that they're gonna get fixed. and then we'll redo the other ones. But right now, we think 2018 is probably a big enough jump for our builders. Because there's some major things in there. But yes, I would hope that when we get to the zoning portion of our town code, that all of you would show up for these meetings. I know when we did it in 2016, when this one was done, there were not very many people that showed up to those meetings. So I'm in hopes that more people show up and give their opinion before it goes into effect and not after.
Okay, any more questions regarding our, or comments regarding our docket during the public portion of the meeting? And having none, then we'll adjourn our public meeting and call to order our regular meeting. On the docket would be to approve or deny BOA 23-05, which requests the coverage of 75% lot coverage from the required 60%. Is there any motion from the board or any comments at this time?
Move to approve.
A motion to approve
I'll second the motion.
has been moved and seconded. Are there any comments or questions at this time?
I am going to recuse myself. My brother's the contractor.
Okay. Okay, let the record note that, please.
Was my second. I was writing down the first one.
Ronnie?
Thank you.
We have enough.
Yeah. Yeah, we still have a quorum, even though he recuses. So, any other questions or comments? And then, if not, then all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And the motion carries.
Thank you. Just another little tidbit. We are, for you guys to kind of think about, because this is where I'm really going to want your input. I know that they did lot coverage and setbacks on the residential in 2018, I think. Why they didn't do commercial and industrial at that time, it wasn't important to a couple of people. So the residential
Those
was.
got the grease.
So it is important to me now because as we're getting bigger and we're hoping to get out to Parker South with some things, 60% lot coverage just isn't very big. So, and those lots out in Parker South are much bigger. We're gonna have to look at those a lot differently than what we do in town because we want to keep those a little more pristine than kind of we are right now. But we also need to look at when things come down and new things go up, that we do a little bit better job in the lot coverage and the other things here in town. Because we're not very big,
Progress.
so.
All right, any other call to the public? Hearing none, we'll have adjournment at 4:47.
Thank you.